Good morning, my dears. This is the accidental audio file today on June 24th, the year of 2026. I haven't done a video in a while walking our puppy, but here's the day. So today's video is one of those things that the accidental audio file, like all audio files out there, have pondered and thought and tossed and turned at night. Is that when is your hi-fi system good enough? So in my journey with my hi-fi system, I've come to the conclusion that I thought I did all the homework. Initially buying a Marantz, a Rega integrated amplifier. Then I moved to the Marantz. After the Marantz, made a pivot to the PS Audio M700 amplifier monoblocks, the EverSolo A8, A6 to the A8. Let's see then, going through the journey. Focal Theva speakers number 2, because I'm a big Focal fan with the headphones. And I did bring my daughter, we did try the Thevas at the Audiophile Electronics in the store to do some listening. And I did set up a budget. I really went with a budget and stuck to the budget. Since then, the upgrades happened. I've learned a lot in the journey the past 6-7 months. A lot of money has been spent. I'm not going to go into the headphone side of the Mojo and the Poly and that piece of it. I'm going to focus more on the core hi-fi of my system. And I've always said that I started this back in 2009, not 2009, 2021, 22, no, 2021, 26, about 2021, with the Rega Planar 3. This year I upgraded the cartridge to the Rega ND5, made a big difference, huge difference. I didn't think that was possible, but it made a huge difference. And then I had the bug after going to the Montreal Audio Fest show, where I saw the Michel turntables, the Rega Planar 8, 10. I found a new hi-fi shop called Auditions in Montreal, in Laval. Very good people there. And recently I said, you know what? Let's make it the year of the upgrades. Send them an email saying, let's go, I'm all in to get the Rega Planar 8. And I said I was considering the Michel, but the Michel costs a little bit more. And I've been happy with Rega. And I said, let's go with the Rega Planar 8 with the Afera cartridge 3. And they responded back and said, well, they talked to the distributor who I met at the Montreal Audio Show, who has a TikTok channel, Instagram channel. I believe his name is Richard. And they had an open box Planar 10 at a good discount. And that made me start thinking, wow, I think I could get a Rega Planar 10. That's basically a one and done for life. I mean, the Rega Planar 8 is one and done for life, but a Rega Planar 10 just takes it to another level. And then I tossed and turned, created some AI channels in regards to asking my AI advisor, what should I do? Talk to friends, watch a lot of videos of trusted YouTube reviewers. And I said to the folks there at Art & Son that, wow, that's a lot for me to consider. Planar 8 with Afera 3, or the Rega Planar 10 and move my ND5 cartridge to it. Again, this is a significant amount of money. You want to make sure you do this right. And as I was pondering these decisions, last week was Father's Day, and I got an email through a newsletter subscription, and that's tip number 1 for all you audiophiles out there. Always subscribe to your local hi-fi stores, or even global hi-fi stores, to their newsletters for any specials. Basically what happened was that I received an email saying that they had a promotion for Father's Day's weekend, that if you make an order, they'll pay 15% off the order. 15% is a good amount of money. I'm one that hates paying taxes to governments that basically just rob us blind. Here in Canada, they rob us blind every day, but that's a video for another channel. Maybe the accidental taxpayer one day. And I emailed William, who just became the owner, took over his dad's business at Quebec Acoustics, and said, well, listen, I am in the market for a Rega player. It does a promotion, go with the Rega Planar 8. Replied back, he said, yes. I said, oof. So that's a very good deal. And at the same time, I said, hey, would that extend to the PS Audio FR5 speakers, the bookshelves? And he come back, he said, yes. Oh. So let's go back to, I was saying before, chasing that elusive dream when it's good enough. Now, to be fair, the FR5s were always out of my budget. It's something that I wanted to listen to, which I did at the Montreal Audiophile show, and I found them tremendous. In fact, I have to say thanks to the distributor and the people who ran that room for PS Audio, because I did ask them if I could just listen just to the FR5s, because I believe they had the FR10s or 20s there, and they did that, and blown away by that sound. Now, that being said, I wanted to make sure I made the right decisions, because when I talked to the folks at Canada Excellence Audio in Toronto, where I bought, what did I buy from them? I bought them PS Audio preamp from them. They said it's an excellent speaker, but you should really consider Sonos Faber, which I never really did. Now, Quebec Acoustics does offer that. I wasn't going to go to Toronto for that. Again, more reviews, more. I was able to listen to them in the store. But finally I said to myself, you know what? I'm all in on the Paul McGowan PS Audio. He hasn't disappointed me. And I forgot to mention the rabbit hole. I found this company in Toronto. Again, this goes back to the newsletters. Actually, this could have been a Facebook page where I was considering the PS Audio Stiller Phono preamp. And I watched all the videos, the Darren Myers, the Paul McGowans, all the reviews. And I knew that that would be the preamp I would buy for my phono stage if I considered changing my turntable and going to a moving coil from a moving magnet cartridge. And I did receive that email promotion, which were basically was like $1,000 off for the those preamps. Again, sign up to those newsletters, follow those pages on Facebook. You never know when those deals come up. So basically, I said, listen, to Quebec Acoustic, I said, if you could bundle both the FR5 speakers with the stands, black, and the Planar 8 with the AFED 3, I'm all in. Let's do it. Let's do it once and done. Wife will be very upset with me when she figures this out. But it's Father's Day. I need to treat myself. And of course, he came back to me and says, well, listen, no issues on the Rega Planar 8. But in Toronto, where the distributor for PS Audio has the inventory, he says, well, we have whites available, which I didn't want whites. But they do have an open box black. And I said, well, listen, I'll consider the open box black, but what's the conditions? Does the warranty apply? Yada, yada, yada. And I'm still waiting for that answer, to be honest. But they did said, if you want to, you can order the PS Audio black FR5 bookshelf speakers, and it'll just take, like a week to get there. But I'm always chasing the good deal. And if the open box had no problems with them, and they could take a couple points off the price, more than willing to pick up the open box if they're just being used for demo purposes. So there we are. How do we get to this journey? When does it end? I just don't know. So on this beautiful morning here in Quebec, we're celebrating Saint Jean Baptiste, Fête Nationale. I'm not in front of my computer doing some office stuff. Just walking the dog. I think I see the dog because the camera's kind of following me around here, but there's a puppy. Here we go. And yeah, so I'm waiting for William to respond back to me because he's off in our province. And hopefully by the end of the week I have the Rega Planar 8 on my person. And then just be patient for the FR5s. So that means that the Focal Thevas, which have no complaints at all. Specifically after you put the PS Audio monoblocks, man, those speakers sang. You put the PS Audio preamp, those speakers opened up. But there's a difference between a, let's say, average retail price of $2,000 speaker to, you know, like 2 times X type of speaker. Now, the rabbit hole, as we all know, all these speakers, like the profit margins on these things to the distributor, to the store. But again, that's why they're in business. One thing I did mention, I was considering very, very strongly, instead of the PS Audio FR5s, the Bucard E50s, specifically because they're one of the few audio manufacturers here in Canada, besides Marantz, off directly their website, that will actually allow you to trial their audio system and bring it home. And in fact, I did email the distributor PS Audio saying it'd be great if that's the case, because I would hate to spend that kind of money and it doesn't work in your room. That's a big problem. It's a risk. So that being said, you know, I'll keep you guys posted. But again, it's one of those things where if I were to go back to the beginning before I started buying everything, just, you know, literally back in December of last year, I started upgrading my hi-fi stack. What would I have done differently? But then again, that's what life is all about. It's about learning, growing. And again, the Rega Planar 3, it's going to be hands me down to my kids. And if they don't want it, I have my goddaughter's sister who's into turntables. And I'd be more than happy to donate that to her. The Focal Theva speakers, the funny thing of those is that I'm going to actually bring them to the basement. And I've been listening to movies for the past week through my Hugo M scaler. I forgot the Hugo M scaler. That's another video. And I think I'll find a good home in the basement. That's it for me now. Take care, everybody. Bye.